Welcome to PodApplaud, the Monday through Friday podcast that aims to enable your podcast habit. I'm your host, Seb, and today we are going to gaze into the astral void that is the podcast Somewhere in the Skies. Somewhere in the Skies is a podcast that approaches the topic of extraterrestrial life in a variety of different ways, sometimes an interview, sometimes a discussion, and sometimes a one-man recounting. The common denominator of each episode is host Ryan Sprague. There is currently 104 episodes, many of which extend past the hour mark, but there are some shorter episodes you can cherry pick if you want to try out a shorter episode first. I've downloaded and listened to about a dozen episodes of the show so far, trying to pick some from earlier in the show's life, some recent episodes, and a few from the middle. I've been looking around trying to find a show that focuses on UFOs and extraterrestrials that I can review more positively ever since I did my episode on Parcast's show, Extraterrestrial, which I wasn't very fond of. What Extraterrestrials was lacking is the exact thing Somewhere in the Skies has for days, which is heart. I have enjoyed my time listening to this show, if nothing else but because Ryan Sprague is so deeply passionate about his source material. In this podcast, the structure can be a bit malleable, but it never feels sloppy or unprofessional. Some episodes, there is an idea or topic discussed between Ryan and a guest. Some are interviews to get into the mind of an extraterrestrial expert or space savant. Meanwhile, some episodes Ryan goes boldly alone and reports upon a story or topic all by his lonesome. The show always seems to reach further than just laying out alien experience cases or telling abduction stories. Research is being done behind the scenes, and there is always some engaging discussion that goes further than many other podcasts in this genre. No matter what's going on, in every episode, our host brings his A game, his curiosity, and some hopeful scientific skepticism. I dare you to listen to the episode with guest Chris Cogswell and not have our host giddy nature rub off on you. In that particular episode, he sounds so excited just to be having the conversation. It is just incredibly endearing and a pleasure to listen to. When it comes to the guest, we get a lot of interesting folks on the podcast. Chris Cogswell, who I mentioned earlier, was at the time the director of research for the most prominent UFO investigation research group, MUFON, MUFON. There are also a lot of talks with other clever people in the field and writers exploring the ideas and philosophy of extraterrestrials. Even the simpler episodes that Ryan records solo are engaging. The presentation is clear and he presents very well. I have not heard every single episode, but some of the episodes I did listen to had some Skype noises in the background and clicking sounds in the audio. Nothing bad enough to truly affect my experience with this show, but there might be some potential to improve in that aspect. It does make me wonder if the episodes I saw reaching nearly 2 hours long might be improved with some editing or trimming. Well, here on PodApplaud, I rate shows on a 1 to 5 scale. 1 is silence, 2 is a slow clap, 3 is applause, 4 is a round of applause, and 5, of course, is a standing ovation. I really like this podcast. I would give it a 4 out of 5, a round of applause. This show is a great example of someone sharing their passion with the world and how it can grab you even if you are not nearly as entranced about the subject matter. I will stay subscribed to the show and pick away at some more of the episodes. But ultimately, I'm not rabid for extraterrestrial shows. I would 100% recommend anyone interested in the subject matter to check out the show. This has been my favorite extraterrestrial / UFO show that I've listened to so far. That's been the show for today. I hope you found it valuable. If you wish to reach out or follow me, you can find me on Twitter at PodApplaud or send an email to podapplaud@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and please tune in again.